Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of. Oops, I gotta turn this off for the time being. Cryptid cartoons with dirty filth. It's had a little bit of a cat. Oh, look at that! It's working already. Had a little bit of a catastrophe with it. Cats knocking stuff over. But here's my new cat camera I got. As we can see, there's a gremlin doing his gremlin things. But anyways, the cats knocked over a whole bunch of my stuff, and I had to clean it up. The next thing I realized it was 3 o'clock, and I had to start doing the show. So here we are. Today I'm going to draw the third. Hello, lovely Jules. I bow graciously. You can't see it, but I'm bowing graciously. Today I'm drawing the third Halloween cartoon. This one is, excuse me. This one's got Carl, Stanton, and Alan dressed up in their fancy Halloween parties because they're going to their friend Tegan's place for a Halloween party later. AKA me. I'm going to my friend Tegan's for a Halloween party. She always puts on a wicked show. So, without further ado, and unfortunately, just have to suffer. It's either cat cam or no cat cam and fancy picture. So we're just gonna see how this works, and if it doesn't work out, then I just won't do it next time. We'll figure it out. It's just at that time of year too that the light comes in and it gets in the way of the painting. Here, I'll try to position myself a little bit better. So yes, a little bit of a madness to start the show, but that's what happens when you live with cats. They're always out of control. Therefore, your life is out of control. And there's nothing you can do about it. So, yes, as I said previously, I got a fancy Halloween party to go to. I'm going to dress up as a Tonberry, which is a character from the Final Fantasy series. Except I couldn't find a sack with arms, so I had to just dig out my old I got an old hooded shirt that I got. And so I'm going to use that. And anyways, it's not important. Most people probably don't even know what a Tonberry is, but that's what I'm doing. And unfortunately, I also couldn't find a decent plastic knife, so I'm just going to have to use a trowel because I always thought that's what he had back in the day when I played it on my Super Nintendo with my little itty bitty, like 12-inch TV that I had. Because, yes, that's what happens when you're poor. 1 second here, I got to turn off. Look at that. Double cat action of the cat cam. Nice. Look at that. We got a. Oh, there goes the gargoyle. Let's give the gremlin a pet, shall we? Look at him. Look at him. Hello, Mr. Gremlin. Wag your tail for everybody. Everybody loves you, yeah, Mr. Licky. Look at him. What a handsome fella. Stay there. Don't go anywhere. You're going to ruin the cat camera. Yeah, they don't listen very well. All right, I can turn that off while they're gone. And then I'll turn it back on when they arrive again. Because they'll probably be back. Except Mrs. Fylth's going outside for a smoke, so they're probably going to try to sneak outside and bully the other cats in the neighborhood because they're a bunch of jerks. That's what they do. Actually, I gotta turn some. Oops. There we go. Oops. Bloody hell. I broke it. All right. I was listening to some Depeche Mode earlier today. It just kind of came on the loop of radio things that I was playing. So now I'm on a little Depeche Mode kick probably for the day and a week. Listen to it forever, get tired of it, and then listen to something else and get tired of it. And that's my problem. I like something and then I just gorge myself on it. So what are you gonna do? Anyways, I forgot to say, I'm usually here every Saturday pending UFO abductions or injured knees or Bigfoot beatings or something. Dave's here Monday to Friday, and you have Handsome, Grantavius, Flavius, Maximus, Legio 13 with Lee Strauss on Wednesday, and Lee on Fridays as well, and Rob G on the weekends. All right. And me on Saturdays, of course. So, and I just want to let me scroll up, say hi to everybody really quick because I know I have my usual creeps and cryptids here. Hello, Kitty Cattywhack and lovely Julie. Kitty Cattywhack again, lovely Julie again. Magneticus Attracticus. Hello, everybody. I thought next Friday or this coming Friday was Halloween, but I was wrong. It's next Friday. That's gonna be cool because I'm gonna go hang out with my pal Watson and the kids, and we're gonna wear all my spooky stuff. And they moved out to LA now, so they're all in the rich houses and everything. So those people better be giving out full chocolate bars, or I'm gonna be writing a bad review for them. Rich people. Or if I was a rich guy, I would give out little candy bundles. That's actually what I was doing the last week or so. I'd sneak over to the local watering hole there, and I'd bring a little bundle of snacks and my cartoons because I always print out all my cartoons, my Halloween cartoons. I print them out and I bring them over to the local watering hole and share them with everybody there. Because I do that for all the usual holidays like Christmas and junk. Which everybody's been getting Christmas cards pretty soon. If you want to be on the Christmas card list, just go to Fylthy.com and send me an email. And I will. You have to have a mailing address or a post office box or something. And I will send you a Christmas card. It's nothing fancy. It's just a picture of myself and the missus and all the cats and yeah. I just like doing it because, well, Pending Canada Post decides to get their crap in order. Because they're sort of on strike, not really rotating strikes. I don't know. I don't think they even know what they're doing. Everybody's on strike. School teachers are on strike. Government's on strike. Meanwhile, us average peons, we got to go ship all the things around the world and make sure that everybody gets their fishing gear for wintertime, and so you can go fishing on the ice. Because people like ice fishing, which I think is fun for the first 20 minutes or so, and then you just kind of sit in a little container wondering why I'm not at home drawing cartoons or hanging out with my cats. Let's see. Ooh, Toots Pops. Oh yeah. Ooh, it's Magneticus Attractus's birthday tomorrow. I will buy a slice of pizza for myself and for you. You know what? I think I'm gonna go to the Vegas party next year. I'm like 99% sure. Trying to buy a house. So it's money's an issue, but if I do go, I'm gonna go to Pizza Rock. And I'm gonna bring random guy with me. I know his real name, and I don't know if he wants anyone to know it, so I'm not gonna say it. But I'm gonna bring random guy with me. We're gonna go get a Pizza Rock ham and pineapple pizza. He gave me a slice 2 years ago or whatever. Oh yeah. I think the secret is that they don't put diced pineapple on it. They put it in really thin slices. And yeah, so I'm a pineapple on pizza guy because, you know, if people will willingly place their mouth over a butthole and call that okay, then it's okay to have pineapple on pizza then. You can't debate that. Honey peanut butter taffy. Well, I've never had that, but I like honey and I like peanut butter. And I like taffy. I'd have to give that a shot there, Jules. uh, Empty wrappers in a jar. That's a good one there, Magneticus. Well, when I go to my pals on the weekend and we go Halloweening next weekend, not this weekend. I mean the next weekend, Halloween weekend. I'll be the official poison tester. What's that, Declan? You got yourself a caramel bar? Oh, that one's poison. I'm gonna try to sit this way so I can block the sun a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing, because nobody just wants to stare at a glare. Well, maybe you do, but what do I know? Starving to death here, folks. I stayed up till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Shooting the breeze, my pals from Nebraska, crying about the Huskers getting punched in the butthole. Oh yeah, my Huskers got beaten up pretty bad. Damn college sports. It's pretty much the only American team that I kind of follow besides any hockey stuff. So, but anyways, this is gonna be my third, and you know what? Unfortunately, the final Halloween drawing for for this year because for whatever reason they decided that Halloween isn't going to be from October to December, which I think is a lot of hogwash. And if I ran the show, we'd have Halloween from October to December every year, and then for 3 months on the 31st, because we'd have to add a couple 31sts in there. Everybody would have to go trick or treating, and it'd be like by law, and everyone's gonna do up their houses all spookily and everything. Ow! Bonked my dome. Cat fuzz everywhere. Can't believe these cats just. So they knocked over one of my plants, and they knocked over my pen holder for my fancy watercolor pens. So then I had to clean everything up. Do they care? No, because they're cats. But what would you do without them? Probably not have these problems, so. Silly question, me. Silly question. Candy corn. Ugh. Mrs. Fylth likes candy corn. I'll have to stop at the dollar store before I go out today, so maybe I'll see if they got some candy corn there and surprise her. Be like, hello, lover, have some candy corn. And she'll be like, ooh, thanks, sugar. And then I'll abandon her for the rest of the night. Well, I gotta change the song here. Listen to some Ultra Sun. Yeah. There we go. Hello, Big Beano. And apparently, if you're listening with your class, hello, class. Oh, yeah. I love drawing Carl Stanton and Alan. They're my favorite gray aliens. I kind of developed them over a long period of time. It was mostly just drew Carl to begin with. That was the alien that Dave seen. And then I figured, you know what, he needs some friends. And what better names for alien guys than Carl, Stanton, and Alan? Of course, they're named after certain individuals. Just like Fabrice. He's the fourth, usually hidden alien. He just mostly stays at home and he's semi-retired. But so Alan is basically J. Allen Hynek. And well, Stanton is Stanton Friedman, the legendary Stanton Friedman, who's also Canadian, by the way. And then Fabrice is named after Jacques Fillet. Oops, sorry about that. I have accidentally bonked the microphone with my brush, so I apologize if I burst anybody's eardrums there. Just fax me your complaints later. Hello, Jaquita. Hello, boy. Oh, well, hold on a second. We got Cat on the cat stage. There we go. Look at him. Look at that handsome gargoyle. Hello, mister. Give me a second here to redo my pens because somebody knocked it over. It was actually probably the gremlin because he's a big tank of a cat. Look at that. Perfect. Look at that handsome boy. Look at him. Let me pet him for you guys. Yes. Hello, mister. Hello, mister. Yeah. Stay there. Sit in your little cat. Sit in your cat spot. You little dork. All right. I'll just position myself like that. Should be good. Look at that handsome boy. He's so happy. Look at that. I put this cat camera here and you're going to come sit right on the picture. Mister, you're not helping anybody. Seriously. Don't drink that water. That's full of paint. See, this is the crap I got to live with every day. Oh, good thing I was wearing pants. That'd be embarrassing. Hello, Stephen Finnegan. Or is it Stephen? Or Stephen? Probably if you were maybe you're from the Balkans or something, it'd be Stephen. I knew. I went to school with this Stephen. He was a good guy. Maybe he's from Kosovo, which is Serbia, by the way. Oh, I will die on that hill. Alrighty. So this cartoon also, look at that gremlin. He's just a big old tank. Oh, yeah, look at that. Mention him and he leaves. Unbelievable. All right, we're closing the cat camera, folks. Look at that. I like that. I like it. I don't know if anybody else does. Leave a comment or send me good mail, hate mail, whatever, if you like it. And I'll try to. Maybe I'll do it again. I just figured everybody always wonders what the cats are doing. Might as well show them off a little bit. Those handsome fellas. There's a whiskey, but she's just old and grouchy, and she just likes to sit downstairs in the basement on her mom's RPG chair. And then on top of that, oops, she either sits there or there's a little hidey spot she has. Because she's just a grouchy old bag. My grumpy old whiskey. I love my whiskey. Yeah, and I miss my blob too. See, I wish I had blob, but I wish I had the cat camera when there was blob. Dirty. When was the last time you went and saw a movie? It was Alien Romulus, which there's a moth in my water. It's dead now. I'll just have to drink him down. Rest in peace in your watery grave, moth. It was Alien Romulus, and excuse me, it wasn't that bad of a film. It wasn't good, but it wasn't bad. I felt that they just tried to do too many. They tried to do too many nods and homages and whatnot to all the earlier Alien movies. But my favorite part, the thing that made that Alien Romulus film good was the guy that played the damaged replicant or android or whatever they call them. I can't remember the guy's name, the character or the actor, but he did a really good job with that. And I'm gonna go see the Mortal Kombat 2 movie when it comes out. Because despite me sucking at fighting games, I've always liked Mortal Kombat. Mostly because the fatalities were cool. And Sub-Zero is my favorite character from Mortal Kombat. I liked him before he was cool. I still remember the first time I seen Mortal Kombat. And I went to... Hello, boy! I went to the theater. Went to Wizard's Castle at West Edmonton Mall. Hello, mister. You should go sit on the cat cam instead of sitting on my lap. That's not going to happen, is it? No, I didn't think so. And, yes, go to the cat cam, boy. There we go. Right onto the cat cam. So anyways, I went to Wizard's Castle at West Edmonton Mall, and everybody was huddled around this game, this arcade cabinet. And I went up there and looked, and there was all this fun. It was neat because the game at the time wasn't hand drawn. It was all basically, I'm not sure if it wasn't rotoscoped. I don't know what the word is, but it was live action, I guess it would be. And everything looked so different than all the other games. And it was all violent, and the fighting was pretty cool. And of course, I had to wait a couple weeks before I got to try. And by then, all the cool kids that knew how to play fighting games just beat the crap out of it. Oh yeah, boy, Raiden Trad. I smashed the crap out of the game all the time. Anyways, Mike Bothwell's asking if Dirty ever let me stay at his house. If I went out west, you would hear me in the next room finish her. Good luck with that, buddy. He'd probably end up with a lot of holes in you because the missus is, she's got a lot of knives and she's good with them, especially the throwing knives. That's why I can never run away from her. But yeah, Sir Bothwell, if you ever come out to the western part of Canada, you and we're going to go over to the old Muggins across the street from my house, and we're going for half-price chicken wings. And you can see my wall of fame of all my cartoons. Because I have a wall of cartoons that I just leave them there, and then everybody takes them, and some of them sometimes I just hand them out to people. I've had people come up to me like, "Oh, hey man, I've got a drawing you made." Oh, great. Oh, I gotta turn the cat cam off because nobody's there right now. Nobody wants to see that tree. I like that tree though. That tree provides me good shade in the summertime, by the way. Just saying. That one right there. That guy. He's a good tree. Anyways, I've had people come up to me like, "Oh yeah, I got one of your drawings." Blah blah blah. Can I buy you a drink? Yes. That's my soup. That's my like secret power is drawing cartoons, and then people buy me like a shot of whiskey or something. It's not a really cool superpower. It's not as cool as Sherlock Holmes being able to summon a taxi whenever he needs one, but it works out pretty good anyways. Ooh, some Panther Martin. Actually, if I could have a superpower, I'd have to take. I would take not have to sleep if that's a superpower because I'm always tired. I don't like sleeping. I could sleep for 1,000 hours and still be tired. I could sleep for 20 minutes and still be tired. I feel like when you go to sleep, you're just wasting time. It's like I should be drawing cartoons or wait a minute. I missed a little bit of purple in there. By God. Jim Ross, by God. But that's not really superpower, so you know. Sir Bothwell has a sister in Cowtown. I call it Flood City because it floods all the time. Which, if I ever had to make another city in my cartoon world, that's what I'm going to call it, Flood City. Actually, Sir Bothwell, if you ever go to Cowtown, let me know. Maybe if you go during June or July, give me a heads up because there's a. I don't know if you're into industrial music, but there's always they have a Terminus festival there, and it's like a industrial electronic music and junk, and it's actually really good. It's at Dickens Pub, which is not really much of a pub as it is just like a hole in the ground, basically, but good little place. And I met a lot. I got to see one of my favorite bands ever, Shadows in the Dark. There, so cool. That was an interesting adventure. I went there like that. I went there a couple times, but the time when Shadows in the Dark was there was hilarious. Yeah, I guess I can tell the story. Um, so I went to Calgary to the Terminus Festival, and well, I figured in my infinite wisdom, well, I'll just bring this gigantic sack of fungus with me. So I went to the counter and I got myself a beer, and then I went to the washroom and ate a big handful of fungus, and then I came out and I was like, oh, geez, these aren't working at all. And so I went back to the washroom, and then I came out like, oh, I'll grab a beer, and then I repeated the process about like 4 times, and I had 4 beers sit at the counter that I was standing at, and then eventually they just kicked me right in the rump roast, and it was really neat to go because I was the only guy singing in German in the whole time, and the dude like the singer guy, he he gave me a little nod, and I felt appreciated. It was really neato. And then I got to meet. That's actually where I met the guys from Cyanotic as well. It was the first time I went to Terminus. Those are some really cool guys. They're based in Chicago, and they actually have I made them a great big painting of their band logo, and they have it in their studio in Chicago. So that's really neato. I don't want to crank my hog too much here, but if yeah, they make angry robot noises. They're pretty cool. Back in a minute, behave. Okay, everybody. Jules is gone. Do all those bad things you wanted to do. I don't know, Sir Bothwell. Yeah, I remember when Slipknot first came out. And shortly after Mudvayne came out as well. Whenever I remember reading an interview about Mudvayne, and the one guy was like, "Oh, Buddy came into the studio and showed us his picture. It was like Kerrang or whatever, and Mudvayne's on there, and the guy's like, damn it, we're always like 5 minutes late." But I don't really listen to as much metal as I used to. I don't really go to as many shows as I used to, anyways, because well, I'm old and boring. Hold on a sec here. I gotta have some more water. There's no moth in this one this time, but there's a weird floaty in there. I'm gonna take that out. I don't know what that is. I wish I could just run a hose from my tap outside up to the second floor here. And then I could have cold tap water from the hose. Because nothing beats hose water. Hello, boy. What are you doing, mister? You coming up? Come on, you big monster. Come on. Figure it out. He goes halfway up. He wants to jump up on my lap, and he just sits there. And then I ignore him, and he wants to come up, and then doesn't want to come up. It's just unbelievable. Cats. Are you coming up or what? Like, I don't know. Anybody want to borrow these things for a weekend? $5:24 p.m. in Ontario. Ooh, lamb. Lamb's tasty. There used to be a Indian. Thanks, boy. Yeah. It's just this thing. I tell you, there used to be an Indian place by my house. It was called Curry Spoon, and I used to go there because they used to have really good uh, lamb vindaloo, and they also had really good curry goat. Probably the best curry goat I've ever had. Oof. It was spicy too, because they. It's funny. You go to these like places and they see this white dude walk in and they're like, "Oh, hello, sir. Do you want it hot?" And you're like, "Load me up on as hot as you can." But he's like, "But sir, it's super hot." You're like, "Dude, trust me, it's okay." He's like, "But it's very hot." You're like, "It's all good, man. Load me up." And yeah, burnt my face off, but good gods, was it ever flavorful. I even phoned back there. I was like, "Hi, I just ordered some curry goat from you guys." And the guy's like, okay." I'm like, "That was a pretty good curry goat. Perfect heat." He's like, "Oh, you're like?" I'm like, "Damn right." So I went back there for like, I think I went there like 3 days in a row. Hell yeah. You never go wrong with that. Sadly, they closed and moved somewhere else. I don't know where they moved to. So, and so now the bar for curry goat is set super high. And like, you just, that's the good thing about like mom and pop shops, but also the bad thing is if they ever leave and they have something good, that recipe and flavor is gone forever. Oh, there's my dome. Nobody wants to see that. Yep. Go get yourself some curry goat, everybody. Well, if you like goat or curry. You know what? Do whatever you want. If you don't want to have it, go get a pizza. If you don't like pizza, I don't know what to tell you. Have some rice. Put some bell peppers in your rice, and there you go. Yeah, rice. I basically sustained myself on rice when I was in animation school. Usually, when I make my butter chicken, I make extra rice so I can make a butter chicken soup afterwards. Well, there's usually not a lot of butter chicken left over but of all the things all the meals that I make, that's probably the missus' favorite. So she just devours it like crazy. All right, let's see here. We got the aliens all colored in here. Got a little extra there. Excellent. Beef stir fry is good too, baked Beano. You know what I want? How much omelet can you get out of an ostrich egg? I wonder. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Well, Jules, curry's usually pretty spicy, and often butter chicken can be spicy, but I can't make it very spicy because anything hotter than mayonnaise would kill the missus. So, and she likes white bread, so I'm doomed to have white bread for the rest of my life. Hello, orange boy. He like jumps up on me, goes to the table, sits there for like 2 minutes, and then jumps down, and then walks away and comes back, and now he wants back up again. Are you coming up or what? Are you? There you go. Ah, he doesn't know what he's doing. Oh, jeez. Here we go. Back cat camera back in action. Good thing I'm wearing pants, everybody. I wonder if cats always wonder, how come my dad has a really short tail on the front of his body? Look at him. Look at that handsome gargoyle. He's the most handsome. Well, he's not actually the most handsome fella. The gremlin is the most handsome fella. That's. I apologize, Mr. Gremlin. That's my life, everybody. I sit and talk to my cats all day. Because you know what? They enjoy my conversations. It's like, well, yesterday the cats were trying to get to my. I ordered the Roadrunner hot submarine from Roadrunner Pizza. It's like a little Chinese place that makes like pizza. It's weird. They're like super Chinese people, but they make like the best pizza and like chicken wings. It doesn't even make any sense. I don't even know how it works, but anyways, they're super cool. They've been around forever, like a staple on the west end of Edmonton. And they also have arcade machines at their store. Anyways, I ordered the Roadrunner hot submarine, which is basically a half loaf. Which I don't understand why it's a half loaf and you get a whole sandwich. Oh, look at that. There's the most handsome boy in the world. Let's have. All right, go back to the cartoons because that's the second reason why everybody's here. Pretty soon it'll be like cat camera on Saturdays without dirty filth because nobody cares about the cartoons. They just want to look at cats. I would be okay with that, and I could just narrate cat stories. And anyways, I've got off on so many tangents today. It's not even funny. I'm just having a lot of fun with this cat camera. Maybe if the cats understood that they were popular and cool, they would stop jumping on me and just hang out and go on the cat camera all day. Hey, mister, look at how handsome he is. Mr. Gargoyle, Big Beano from Australia says that you're a handsome boy. He doesn't care, Big Beano. I'm sorry. He just really doesn't. Jules says that she had an uncle who would blow out ostrich eggs and cut them in half with a hinge and make them like a Faberge egg with nativity scenes inside. I don't know how to say that word, but at least I say foyer. Dave, if you're listening, Dave. I'm gonna phone Dave later and just like he'll answer, be like, "Hello, dirty," I'm like foyer, and then I'll hang up on him. Uh-oh. What's going on? Stop pushing buttons. This is just out of control. Starting to regret this cat camera thing. I'm shaking my fist at it right now, everybody. Okay, all right, here we go. We got a color in the Man in Black, which is actually Carl Stanton or Alan. See, the thing is, since they're all gray aliens, nobody really knows which one is which. However, if you happen to get a chance to get a close up of Stanton, he has a tramp stamp on his butt, above his butt crack, because he got that one day while he was out with Carl and Alan, and the guy at the tattoo shop said that all the girls like this style of tattoo, so he figured that it meant that it would make him popular with the ladies. And then we have an orange guy coming back. Look at this crap. Cat camera back on. Jeez. But so anyways, he thought it was going to make him popular with the ladies, but he didn't realize that it was popular with the ladies. So that's how Stanton got his tramp stamp tattoo. And if you're nice enough and you talk to Big Dog, he might show you a picture of Stanton with his tramp stamp on. Because he owns the plushie that has the original tramp stamp. One of the first plushies that we did on the very first original run that Fox and I did. Well, I didn't make it. Fox did. She does all the difficultly hard work of stitching these things together, and I just draw the cartoons, which is really easy because yeah, it's just like basically breathing for me. Yes, the Jaquita. He has a tramp stamp. As a matter of fact, I'll dig out the drawing after this and I'll show you. It's part of a little set of drawings I put together. They're going to be in my third book. Speaking of books, if you want, you can go to Amazon.com, plug in Cryptid Cartoons with Dirty Filth. Oh, it's just Cryptid Cartoons, Volume 2. And you can get yourself one of these fancy books without glare. It doesn't come with glare, folks. You have to supply your own glare. Look at this. Here's my dedication page. Dedicated to my grandfather. He allowed me to pursue my artistic adventures. Stupid sunlight. Special thank you to the following individuals and my muse. A bunch of cool people. And then we have all these. Here's the stupid sun. Anyways, I'll continue drawing the cartoon. Plug that book later. I gotta sit right there. There we go. There we are. Disco music. Oh no. I don't think it's supposed to happen. Crap. Well, thank you, Cryptid, for purchasing that book. All funds go to supporting cats. Yes, if you go to my website, there's links to all my usual stuff. And excuse me, all my social media junk and everything like that. Sorry, this headset I have apparently likes to pick up, or the microphone likes to pick up stuff from inside the headset. Not sure why it does that, so. Everyone in the house was, yes, Magneticus Attracticus. I hope you have a wonderful name day tomorrow. Over a little bit there. And I've been sitting in this chair for so long now that the little plastic thing that I have underneath to allow it to roll around, it's got these little dents in it. It's just been sitting at the same spot, and I barely move on it. The only time I really ever move is when the cats are bugging me. And then also, the cats apparently sleep on this because they have to clean all the fur off of it all the time. I don't think they realize what they're doing, but they don't care. They're cats. The review is Dirty Fylth draws cartoons, and he's also handsome. Right. I need a pinkish color because whenever I draw a hobo stick, ow, bonk. Whenever I draw a hobo stick, I always make it, it's always pink with a couple little white circles on it. Because, well, I'm pretty sure it was a Looney Tunes cartoon or something that I seen a long time ago, and that's what I went with, and that's what I'm going to stick with, because that's just how I like my stuff. There we go. You know what? Just color it all in, because it's going to look goofy if I don't. Back for some more terror, are you, mister? Are you coming up, or what are you doing? He doesn't know. Come on. He's licking my foot now. Cats. Absolutely out of control. You coming up, boy? Come on, mister. Yeah, well, what are you going to do, right? Cats, I tell you. Just gotta have the cats. I get my red out because I gotta do the happy Halloween part. And then after this drawing, it's all inked up and finished, everything. I'm going to print it out, and I'm gonna go have my super burny chicken wings at the local pub, because the mad scientist that works there makes a special hot sauce for me and the Mexican dude that goes there. We're the only two people with apparently brain damage enough to eat the stuff, so yeah. Yeah, they show a difference. They don't care. Will any of your characters sit in the pumpkin patch or wait for the great pumpkin? I may have to draw one of those if I got more time, because all the show stuff that was just coming into work this week is all done and dealt with. Because, well, place that I work with, we do a big trade show thing, and all these people come from different walks of. You got your hunting guys, your fishing guys, and your knife guys, and your whatever guys, and all that stuff took like 2-3 weeks to get in, and it was really annoying because, well, we don't have a big enough warehouse, so we rented one of the warehouses at the end of the block that we live on, that we work on. So when stuff would show up, I'd have to go there, and I got to haul it around. I got to label everything. It's a gong show, and then all the regular stuff's coming in. And if I had hair, it'd probably fall out. So, But I'll have to draw one of those during this week. I gotta, I gotta find one more guest for the week. Maybe I'll pull a rabbit out of my hat. All right. Okay, I gotta get a nice deep dark purple here for the Man in Black's costume. Yes. If I could just, if my book could just become a New York Times bestseller, I could just sit at home and draw cartoons all the time. And I wouldn't have to wake up in the morning. I could just wake up in the evening, stay up all night, and sleep during the day like the vampire I was born to be. Born to be a vampire, cursed to live a mortal's life. What a rip. Ooh, someone's having a fire. Or they're burning zombies, one of the two. Hold on here, I gotta refill the old jug of vodka here. Glug, glug, glug. I'd be dead if I drank this much vodka. Look at, I got my fancy beer. Oh, I can't really show it without tipping over, but I got this fancy beer hunter glass for the beer hunter. Excuse me. Jewel says you should dress Stanton and Fabrice in Charlie's shirt, and then the other hold a blanket because they think it's part of the ritual. Sasquatch could bring a baby grand piano. Ooh. Well, I might have to do that perhaps next year for the thing, because for the next, that's actually a really good idea. I'll have to tell Fox about that, and then we can figure something out for it. But we're going to be doing a run of Carl Stanton and Allen with wintertime stuff. Fox's mom actually stitched up some winter clothing for the aliens. Oops. Apparently I was on mute for a little bit. I apologize, everybody. I had to cough, I guess, so my apologies. I had to say, Bake Beano, tell your mom that Dirty Fylth says happy birthday. And then I went to say, I like classical music as well. Because I think it was a lot of old RPG games and films and junk that had, yeah, I know, aliens, eh? I apologize for how long I may have been muted. I think it was just because I had to cough earlier, so. Well, point is, you still got to see the drawings, so that's the important part. Where did my 5 go? Oh, it's right there. Look at that. Ask and you shall receive. Let's see here. This is actually going to be. I like this drawing so far. You know, sometimes I draw these drawings and I'm kind of my worst critic, and I always dig on it because I see things that I don't like in the drawing, and everyone else is like, "Oh, that's really nice, Filthy." But I'm like, "No, there's some issues with it." But this one, I actually really like. I'd having a lot of fun drawing it, and I thank everybody for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you've been here for 2 minutes or 5 minutes, it's nice to have people to hang out and. Well, I sure didn't pick that. That's not the one I wanted, but I guess I picked it. It's just nice to have people to share my cartoons with, and if I can brighten someone's day for a couple minutes with a cartoon or a chuckle, maybe, then perfect. Mission complete. I think I don't know if that's my reason for existing, but I'd like to make it. I like to think so. Draw cartoons and maybe get people to have a chuckle and forget about things like their bills, or did I leave the oven on, or the tea kettle's boiling and the litter box is overflowing, and you know, stuff like that. Halloween. I watched Ghostbusters 2 yesterday. I think I mentioned that. It's a great film. Creepy though. Like I said earlier, I think I forgot how creepy it really was. But, good old 80s and 90s films. They cut to the chase real early. There's no extra fluff. You know all about the characters, plot, and everything in the first 10, 15 minutes or so. Nicola Parsons. Yay, I just finished work, and here you're normally on at 5 a.m. and I'm working. Oh, geez. Hello, Blue Lightning cards. I don't know where it would be at 5 a.m. At 3 p.m. Maybe somewhere in Europe. That's my guess. Probably wrong. Well, I am good with geography. I'm not good with time zones. I should say that. I'm the guy that does the bookings and everything, but. Oh, yeah, Groucho glasses. Nicola Parsons. The UK. I was going to say Italy because I was thinking of Niccolo Paganini. I can make fun of Italians because grandfather's side of my dad are all Italians. Every time I go hang out with that side of the family, it's like I'm in an episode of The Sopranos or something. And then my grandma's side is all German, so it's like, oh, everybody's just all loaded up on beers and wine the entire time. But I did find out the last time I was hanging out with my dad, I did a little research with him, and I found out that the family was originally from, well, I forgot already. Campina, I think it's near Napoli. Can't remember the name of it, but not important. So, who knows? Maybe I'll figure it out one day and go to Italy and we'll visit the old relatives. I'll be like, "Hi, I'm from Canada. I'm your relatives." They'll be like, "Get off my property." I'll be like, "All right, see ya." Yeah, Big Beano, you're a good son. I'd tussle your hair for you. Be like, "That's a good boy. Hey, yeah, little Rudiger." I pat the Rudiger on his head. That's what I always call Watson's boy. I call him little Rudiger. Like, hello, Declan, you little Rudiger. I can't wait to go hang out with him on Friday. Maybe I'll suplex him through a table. That's the best things about kids. They're really squishy. Suplex them through tables and junk, and they don't really get hurt, and they like that kind of stuff. Jules is like, I'm Danish and German and Native American. No, Jules, you're probably a space alien secretly, and you're just pretending to be. That's what I'm betting. I'd bet 5 Canadian dollars on that, which is like 6 cents American. Look at this alien going for a saunter with his pals, spooky pals. There we go. There's the bottom of his foot. Got to put that little line there so you know it's the bottom. He's got a little bit of a bum cheek on the side. Excuse me for that belch. Apologize. Ooh, I think I might get a ginger ale today. I don't really drink a lot of pop or soda, as Americans call it, but good ginger ale once in a while is always nice and tasty. Preferably in a bottle. A bottle! There we go. Well, you know, Big Pino, I love my mom. I call her every day and pester her. Every single day. Usually when she's about to go to sleep, and I know what time she goes to bed all the time, so I always make sure I give her a call then. She's like, what are you doing? I was calling me. I'm like, oh, I just wanted to phone and tell you I love you. She's like, I'm in bed. I got to work tomorrow. I'm like, well, maybe you should have been asleep, and if you were asleep, you wouldn't answer your phone. But that's me, and I like phoning and bugging my mom. I phone bug my dad all the time too. He's a good guy. Oh, hold on a second. There's the boy. Slide this over a bit. He just wants to go outside and bug the birds, but not today, Disco Lady. Handsome guy. You're so handsome, mister. You're so handsome, mister. Beat up that cat a little bit. Look at that. Animal abuse right on live on the internet. Beat those cats right up. Look at him. He's so terrified. He can't even go anywhere. And then we have this alien wearing his man in black costume. Except he dug the tie out of the washing machine and it's all crinkled. He never ironed it. So the Bureau would be, if he actually worked for the Bureau, they'd be pretty upset with it. What are you whining about, mister? You can't go outside right now. Hey, you handsome fella. Maybe we'll let you outside earlier. We can't let you out because the skag baron across the street's got her door open. She'll cry about it. She'll be like, ugh, there's a cat. Ugh, my life is terrible. Maybe she should get a cat. Or she should just move to an old folks' home. Anyways, needless to say, I'm not a big fan of some of my neighbors. Right, mister? It's so handsome. Look at him, and he's so soft. I can assure you, this cat is extremely soft. Right, buddy boy? You know, I don't know what I'd do without my cats. I'd probably doing the same thing, but I probably would have got more done, that's for sure. I wouldn't have these little Rudigers bugging me all day. But I love them. He's my gargoyle. Him and Blob are good friends. That's right, mister. We'll let you out later on. You can go beat up the cats. They bully Billy and Jimmy down the way all the time. Don't you, mister? You're just a big jerk. For such a small fella, he's a He's a pile of meanness, that's for sure. Got the old mind blanker. The old blank slate. That'll let you forget about things like parking tickets or, in-laws coming over, things like that. Nagging wife, blathering husband. Perfect. Yes, mister. I know. If it was my way, you'd be outside all day, beating up all the other cats. Hello, mister. Are you coming? Come in. Come on, my boy. Come on, my boy. There he goes. Okay, cat cam off. Bloop. Yes, I know. He's gonna cry about it all day. Yep. Yep. Just like every time I go have a shower, and if I forget to leave the door open, all he does is whine about it because he has to come in and I gotta soak that gargoyle down with water because apparently he's a water cat. Boy, get off that crap. Hold on, I gotta go beat him up. You can't go up there. You keep knocking all the stuff over. It's probably you that knocked all my crap off the shelf earlier. I'd ground you, but it's not going to do anything. Cats. I don't know. You're a pain in the rump roast, buddy boy. Yes, you are. Mew, mew, mew. I'm a cat. My life's terrible. I got 2 passive incomes. I get fed twice a day, snacks late at night. Alrighty. Drawing up the last alien with his Bigfoot costume on. He's in charge of carrying most of the loot. Because he's got the Bigfoot costume, so it only makes sense to get the big guy to carry everything. Cat cam back on. Bloop. Alrighty. And my little half cheesy moon here. Because you get to have a cheesy looking moon. Nice sharp cheddar cheese moon. Oh, there's dogs barking. Yappy little dogs. I'll just have to send my cats out there to beat the crap out of them. Except for the big dog that get eaten by the big dog. I don't want to get eaten by the big dog because, well, I don't have any other cats coming down the pipes anytime soon. So that big old Bigfoot hands, sack of candy. Oh man, I can't wait to go have some chicken wings. Delicious burning chicken wings made by the mad scientist. Oh yeah, big loot bag. Let's have a look, shall we? Doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a bunch of birds in that tree, and the cats always want to catch the birds. And the boys have never caught any, but Blob used to catch them all the time, and Whiskey used to catch them all the time. And like one time, I was sitting here drawing, and I heard Whiskey meowing away, and I knew she had something in her mouth because she just has a different meow when she's got like her favorite sock or something in her mouth. And I'm like, okay, Whiskey, what did you bring? What are you bringing me? Bring me the sock. What do you got? And then she comes in and she drops it, and it's a bird. And surprise, the bird flies up to the top of the ceiling and starts flying around the room. And I'm trying to catch it, and it was a gong show, and it was out of control. And cats. Yeah. Oh, whiskey breath. 4 foot skis. All right. Now I get to move on to the background. I get to add all my little bit of detail afterwards. Yeah, cats are out of control, but I love them. So I hope everyone has a. I hate saying the word hope, so I'm going to try to avoid using that. I'm going to tell everybody you're going to have a good rest of your Saturday after this. And whatever you're doing, wherever you are, just know that Dirty Phil's face will be melting in about 45 minutes to an hour. He'll be sweating. My nose will be runny. Everyone will be looking at me. They'll be like, geez, Klaus, what are you doing? What do you do with your life? I'm like, I'm in flavor country. Like, it doesn't look like it. Looks like I'd have to take my hat off a little bit to vent the heat system to come out. Did I know that a cat isn't born knowing to kill and eat prey? They have to be taught. Maybe. I don't know. I don't really know anything about cats. All I know is they're jerks and they want to be fed all the time. And my gargoyle is a good boy. He's very handsome, and the gremlin likes to steal pizza. He also likes pumpkin. I carved up my pumpkin the other day and made sure that he had some pumpkin to eat because he likes pumpkin. I make sure I don't give him any stringy bits because, he's orange. He's not smart enough and he might choke on it. So, alrighty, now we can do the sidewalk. Whoop. Oh, good catch by me. Looks like I've got cats. Do up the sidewalk. Crusty old sidewalk in the city. Oh, I can hear a bus going by. Let's try something here. Can anybody hear that, or am I losing it? I think I'm losing it. I don't think anybody can hear what I'm hearing anyways. I don't know. I just... Well, if I happen to be committed to the insane asylum... But speaking of insane asylums and Ghostbusters 2, the... Hello, boy. The mayor's assistant guy commits to Ghostbusters, the insanatorium or whatever, and they're trying to explain to them, like, oh, please tell us more about this ectoplasm. He's like, yeah, there's a ectoplasm that feeds on the negativity, and there's a river of it running underneath the city, and we made a toaster dance and all this stuff, and then it's just kind of comical because it's actually true, but it makes them sound like they're insane. I suggest watching Ghostbusters if you get a chance. Ghostbusters 1 and 2. I haven't seen the new Ghostbusters. Just doesn't have the same characters. Not interested. That's just me. And I normally don't really watch a lot of movies and junk. Oh, it was something from outside, Jules, I think. Or my brain is malfunctioning, one of the two. Who knows? It could be a little bit of everything. I'm not sure. But I'm almost done this drawing here. The important parts of it, at least. Because once I get the main drawing down, that's when I can go put my little bits of details in there. That's what makes everything nice and neato. Actually, it was kind of neat. Someone had a thing they can show you on your... If you have X, you can go to the page, and there's a little icon in the top corner. And you can get the AI to examine your page. So apparently I draw whimsical cartoons with a light-hearted touch. It's pretty neat. Oh boy, I gotta get some more of that water in me here. Glig, glig, glig. I wonder how that moth's doing in my belly. Probably just dissolved into a goop by now. Ah, delicious. Gonna put some ice cubes in there. I get an ice cube maker, and it's little skulls and femur bones, which is always funny because I put two little femur bones in a skull, and it looks like a skull and crossbones. Har, 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 dirty filth. All right. it's not too dark out. That's why the lines aren't too high and deep yet, but that just lets you know it's extra nighttime outside, and there's nothing behind there. Then I have to come back with a little bit of color on some of these guys here, because that purple is not exactly what I want it to be. I got like 3 purples in these pens. Out bonk. The only bad thing is some of these are really heavy duty, so I gotta just be gentle with it a little bit. Oh yeah. There we go. Excellent. See, the secret with watercolors, if it's too dark, you can always just get a dryer brush to mop some of that sludge right up. And then I'm gonna get my. Oh, look at that! I almost knocked the stuff over. I wouldn't be able to blame the cats for that one. I'd still try to find a way to blame them. They're a bunch of little Rudigers. Just go back through here and give him a little more Bigfoot fur. Probably actually hair, fur. So if anybody knows they've been up close to Bigfoot and touched Bigfoot body hair, let me know. And then I will be able to correct myself when it comes down to that. Alrighty. Almost done here, folks. It's a little bit more these aliens. There we go. Look at that. Ooh. I wonder which color should I do? Mothman is going to be upset. The moth is my spirit animal. Which color should I do his bow tie? First person to give me a color, that's the color I'm going to do it. I don't want to make him too gray alien-y because he put on some white makeup to match his Man in Black costume there. Green it is, Undead Jed. Thank you. Let's go with this green right there. Here we go. Let's get a green bow tie. Now I just have to do the last little bit of the sidewalk here. Just darken it up and put a little on the details. And then I got to scan the picture, and then I got to go and print them out. Then I got to go to get my delicious burning hot wings. And then I got to buy the Mrs. a Peanut Butter Parfait afterwards. And then I got to put my Halloween stuff together. Then I got to go to my friend's party. And yes, it will be a lot of fun. And then I'm going to come home. Sometimes I don't even know why I leave my house. What's the point of leaving your house when you're just going to come back home anyways? Right. Look at that. What a nice drawing. No help from those dastardly cats, though, I can tell you that much. Bunch of jerks. Feed me snacks. Pet me. Don't pet me. Please pet me. Why did you stop petting me? I'm a cat. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Oh, hold on a second. I gotta color that finger in a little bit. It's not to my high standards. There we go. There we go. Look at that. Beauty. Let me get my piece here. And then before I go, I have to show you guys I gotta sign this sucker, don't I? I'm just all over the place here today. Alrighty. Today is the 18th. For whatever reason, these pens never want to work on this paper, so I don't get it. I don't get it. It's an anomaly, I tell you. Fylth. 18, 10, 2025. Fylthy.com. All right. And as a reminder, go to Amazon and plug in Cryptid Cartoons. Volume 1 and 2. You can get them one for your mom and one for yourself. Look at those spooky pals out on their Halloween adventure. Love it. Now, give me 1 second here. I'll dig out the picture of aliens on their little adventure they had. I mean, it's kind of out of control, really. Okay. So basically, the adventure starts with Carl getting his FAA certificate. And, well, it just kind of gets out of hand from there. I mean, I wouldn't trust him. I mean, Carl's the kind of guy that would back his UFO into your truck and drive away without even leaving a note or anything. That one. And, oh, look, there's a Sprog. Space Sprogs! Alrighty, there you go. Alright, I will regale everybody with the tale. So that's the first one. Third one. Oh, I have to grab. Alright, first one. And then that guy. And then that one. And then number 3 goes in between 2 and 4. Okay, here we go, everybody. Let's roll up here. And so here we are. Carl gets FAA certified. It's like, hey, Fabrice, just got my FAA certificate in the mail. It must be a mistake, my boy. It really is true. May the gods help us all. And so then he pulls up to Stanton and Alan. Are you sure Fabrice let you drive his UFO? Yes. And look at him stuffing his face with snacks. Unbelievable. I'm trying to block the sun here. It's not working very well. There we go. So then here they are. There we go. Do that. Push my shoulder up a bit. The road trip continues. The man at the counter told me all the girls like this style of tattoo. And he goes, above your butt crack seems like a weird spot. He says, this person just got his nipple punctured. Gruesome. There they are at Alien Skin Tattoo. Then they go to the Zeta Mart. Fabrice loaned me his bank card. Well, I hope you're telling the truth. And he's got some Bigfoot beef jerky. And they're getting some dill pickle chips for the road. And then, of course, Carl spills all over the UFO control panel. The big spill. Oops. He spilled his slushy, didn't he? What do you mean, oops, Carl? And they have the spill alert and everything on there. Yeah. And then, well, Carl, I told you left at Albuquerque. Oh man, Fabrice is going to be pissed. And Stanton says, my back is itchy. Oh, his back's itchy because he's got a tramp stamp. So, excellent. And like I said, if you go to Amazon, you can get yourself a copy of this bad boy, which doesn't come with any glare, I can promise you that. And let me just show a quick drawing here of one of my favorite ones. Oh, here's Dave and Carl at the beach. It turns out some gray aliens are nudists. This isn't that kind of beach, Carl. Look at Dave with his swim gear. Censored. Carl's little alien wiener hanging out everywhere. Let's see, what else do we got in here? Let's go to, hey, you guys want to see some boobies? Yeah, you want to see some boobies. Oh, yeah. Check out those boobies, everybody. Yes, glare and gluten-free. I apologize for the glare, but you know what? I don't have a very fancy professional studio worth like $10 million, so I can't help you with that. Oh, and this is when we were in Vegas. Nobody believes this photo that I got, but I picked up this photo of Dave and the lizard playing craps at the Golden Booger. This is a totally legitimate photo, by the way. Trust me, it's true. And that's it, folks. Oh God. Crap. Phone's ringing. Sorry. Never mind my Star Trek ringing thing for the phone. Anyways, everybody, thanks for hanging out. I hope you had a wonderful time. I had fun drawing, and I think somebody's being eaten alive outside. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening. And actually, you know what? I demand you have a rest of your evening. I'm going to go eat chicken wings and burn my face off. Have a wonderful evening and a great rest of your weekend. Remain dauntless, everybody. Tschüss.